Hello peoples, this is Sonic732, and holy crap, these videos are so loud. Why are they so loud? Oh yeah, either way though, welcome back to this part. Let's play Final Fantasy IV for the SNES. In the last episode, we got through the Cave of Sylphs, and we found Yang again. Somehow he managed to survive the explosion. I don't really know how that's even possible, but he's alive. That's the good thing. And we gotta wake him up, so we can't do that just yet. And we also got through the Cave of Summons, and we are now in the Land of Summons, the place Iridia went to after Leviathan swallowed her on that ship section of the game. So yeah, so we're over here now, and now in today's episode we're going to be doing a side quest, which, you know, it's hard. It's a really hard side quest, but luckily for me though, I know what to do, so this should be really easy. So yeah, we're going to be taking on the King and the Queen of Summons. They have very intimidating titles, but to be honest, they are probably really easy. Actually, no, scratch that. They are really easy. So yeah, either way though, so one thing I don't think I should have mentioned, and I only took the time, maybe like 2 seconds just to mention this, is that in the end of the last episode, right before, like maybe 5 seconds before the episode ended, we grabbed the item called the Rat's Tail. Keep that item. Keep it. Do not let it out of your sights for 1 minute, because that item is key to getting Cecil's ultimate weapon in the game. So just have the Rat Tail with you. Do not let it go. Do not sell it. Do not use it for anything. Just have it. Keep it. And next episode, I will show you, hopefully, what you could get with the Rat Tail. So yeah, either way though. So right now, I'm basically just gearing up for the fight that's coming up, because yeah, you could buy a lot of cool stuff for Iridia, for everyone. Because the Land of Summons does have more powerful weapons. So if you buy the weapons, you know, your characters will be doing more damage and they'll have more defense. And you definitely need that defense and attack for, you know, the fights coming. Because even though I said the boss fights are easy, they do hurt. They do hurt. They really do hurt. And I don't know why they have like these hooded guys as the sprites for the World Summons. I don't really know why. But yeah, either way though, just gonna just looking through the stuff. But yeah, so while I'm preparing for the fight that's coming up, let me talk about something. So last episode, I mentioned that that event for Final Fantasy 15 that happened back in March. I forgot to mention one important detail. The one detail that was basically the reason why I watched that event to begin with. We finally got a release date for 15. After 10 years, we have a release date for 15. And I believe it's coming out September 30th. Do not quote me on that. I'm just going to check it out right now. But the fact that it's coming out September 30th, 10 years in development, and we got a release date. It's just like, wow. That's the only way. That's the only way I could put it. Just finally. So, you know, of course, I'm going to be getting that thing day one. And yeah, that's for a fact. I'm still getting that. I'm getting that day one, like without a doubt. And you know, there was a part of me that really wanted to buy that limit. Oh yeah, December 30th. Yeah, but they also announced like the special edition, which was it's like I think it was just like an art book and maybe a soundtrack and the game itself. I think that was a special edition. I don't quote me on that. But there was also a limited edition, which came with like the soundtrack, exclusive art book, hardcover copy of the game, a Noctis figure, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And I was actually so tempted to buy it. I was so close to buying it. I was just like, you know, I need it. I need this special edition so badly. But then they were producing it like in limited quantities, and then, you know, by the time I tried buying it, it was already sold out, and I was just like, no. And then I looked at the price tag, and it was like $280, and I was just like, oh yeah, hell no, I'm definitely not buying that. So, you know, in the end, I'm probably just going to buy the limited edition because, you know, I really do want something nice with that game. You know, 10 years in development, I want something nice. I really do. And holy crap, I'm still buying stuff. Why am I still buying stuff? This is taking a long time. Yeah, I really am sorry I left all this in. You know, I thought it would be interesting, you know, seeing me buying all the stuff I needed to buy, you know, for the fight ahead. Yeah, that was a terrible mistake. But, you know, on the bright side, this is one of the only places you can actually buy lives, so I had to take that. I had to take the opportunity. I bought the lives. Okay, but yeah, either way though, now that all that is done, time for the fight that's coming up ahead. Unless, oh, I saved. That's right. And there's also treasure chest. I found the life. Wow, and bestiary. Even though I do not need that. Yeah, just thank goodness I caught the saving. Holy crap! Thank God. Yeah, I was not gonna leave in the saving. And yeah, apparently everyone here knows Iridia. Like I said before, she did come here, so everyone does know her. So there's a library. The books are moving. Oh. But yeah, you would come down here, and then there'd be more books, and two of these summoning guys, and then go inside there, and then you're presented with the King and Queen of Summons. King, nope, I'm just an old man. Queen Ashura. I almost called her Ashura. So yeah, now you have the chance to fight Queen Ashura. And yes, she is the Queen of Summons. I thought Ashura was a guy, but apparently it's a girl. So okay, so Ashura. The one thing you want to do first, cast Wall on Ashura. Use Rosa to cast the Wall on Ashura. Because as you just saw right there, Ashura will be using a lot of, like, you know, healing spells on herself. So you'll be doing a lot of damage, but it won't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things because it'll just heal herself. So use this chance, cast Wall on Ashura, so whenever she uses a healing spell or any of those spells, as you know, in general, it will get reflected on your teammate. So if she uses a Cure 3 spell, it'll just reflect onto someone and they'll get automatically healed. And that is one strategy I love. But yeah, once you cast Wall, that Wall lasts the entire match. So all you gotta do is cast it once, and then you're basically good. Then take that time just to focus on all physical attacks. Use Rydia and Rosa for healing purposes, because if you cast magic on Ashura with Wall, it'll just bounce back and hit someone, and that's no bueno. So yeah, you know, keep casting life, and that is cruel twist and fate. So yeah, just have Rydia and Rosa focus on healing. Cecil, Kain, and Edge, you know, they focus on physical attacks, and then the fight, it's basically done. You won. That's essentially it. You know, Ashura is one of those fights that, you know, it seems hard in concept because, you know, you're fighting the Hindu. I think Ashura is a Hindu god. You know, you're fighting at. It doesn't really, you know, it seems hard, but to be honest, one of the easiest fights in the game. Ashura really is just that much of a joke. And yeah, you know, I just realized that, yeah, if you cast Wall on Wall, it just reflects onto your teammates. So yeah, plus also that's the moment I found out where Wall lasts the entire match. Now, I'm about to sneeze. Wait, oh, no sneeze. Okay, but yeah, either way though, now you're just gonna see me fighting Ashura. It really isn't that much. So you know what? Let me talk about another RPG that just came out. You know, in the time span between not releasing Final Fantasy 4 episodes. So Bravely Second came out, another really highly anticipated RPG that was from Square. And you know, playing Bravely Second and then going back to Final Fantasy 4 was honestly, it was like the most hardest thing I could ever do. I'm not saying that Final Fantasy 4 is a bad game. It's just with Bravely Second, and especially Bravely Default, you had this thing called Auto Battle, where, like, you know, you could just put your 3DS down, have your characters do a set, like, you know, a set, like, number of attacks, and then just call it a day, and that made grinding so much easier. But like going back to Bravely Default, going back to Final Fantasy 4, where there is no such thing as auto battle, and just having to see all your characters attack, it's like it's so weird. That's honestly the best way I could put it. It just feels like so weird now. So yeah, either way though, just continue on fighting Ashura. Holy crap, I'm out of stuff to talk about. I really am out of stuff to talk about. Well, you know what? Let me talk about Bravely Second, because I don't know. I feel like that game, it kind of deserves to be talked about in like an episode like this, where the whole entire episode is just me fighting gods. That's essentially all I'm doing. And while that concept sounds cool, you know, when you have Edge died, dang. Well, the tensions are heating up. Holy crap, Edge is dead. What shall I do now? I'm not really changing on most of the strategies. So close. I would have loved it if he casted life on himself and it just healed Edge, and he healed Rosa and Kain. I don't need that. Okay, but yeah, either way though, so back to Bravely Second. So like, just that whole auto battle feature, it made fighting so much easier. Grinding was essentially no issue. I was 20 levels ahead of the final boss at 40 hours. That's crazy. You know, in any RPG I ever played, I was never that overpowered during that final boss. But for Bravely Second, because grinding was essentially so super easy, I was able to just to, you know, cheat the system, and by the end of the game, I was overpowered AF. And yeah, that's never happened. Not even Final Fantasy 4, I was overpowered. I was like maybe a couple levels either under or above the final boss if I first played through Final Fantasy 4. With Bravely Second, though, that didn't happen. With Bravely Default, though, I think I was maybe. Oh, with Bravely Default, no. I actually took the time to grind that game, like grind it out. Because also with Bravely Second, they also introduced this new feature, which honestly, after seeing it in Bravely Second, I am confident that a lot of new JRPGs that are coming out will use this feature. Where like, so say for example in this game, I'm fighting a random enemy, like a goblin or like a Marlboro. say for example, I one-shot it with Cecil. Because I took the Marlboro out in one turn, I get a chance to keep on going with the fight. So if I keep knocking out enemies in that same turn where I encounter them, it just keeps going and going and going. And the rewards increase. So like, for example, if you just defeat that one Marlboro, you get 1,000 EXP. If you knock it out with Cecil with one turn, you could keep going, and the rewards, say for example, it multiplies by 1.5 or by 2. Then that 1,000 EXP will go up to like 2,000 EXP, and then 3,000 EXP, and so on and so forth. With that feature, grinding is not an issue, and that is why I was so overpowered by the end of the game. So like, you know, if like, you know, with that feature, just having such an easy time to grind, you know, that feature, it's both a blessing and a curse. For one thing, it makes the game so much easier. It eliminates all challenge factor. But at the same time, you know, it makes the one thing every RPG fan kind of dreads, grinding, so much easier because, you know, of the extra rewards. So going from a game like Bravely Second back to Final Fantasy IV, where there was no such thing as an auto battle feature, and you had to do you had to input all the commands, I got tired out. And you know, it's funny though, because Bravely Default had a feature similar to that, where there was an auto battle, but there was no of like that like, you know, you one-shot an enemy in one turn, you could keep on going. So going from like Bravely Default to like a classic RPG, there was no like gap. It felt like if Bravely Default, and it felt like a classic RPG that just had some modern day elements. With Bravely Second, it was a new JRPG that had elements that made the game so much easier, and as a result, it makes the game so much harder to go back to. Like, you know, when you it doesn't make the game itself hard to go back to. It makes old RPGs hard to go back to. That's what I was trying to say. It really does make old RPGs so much harder to go back to. Like, just going from Bravely Second to this game, it was a humongous leap. And Ashura finally is dead. Holy crap. So, once you take Ashura up, once you defeat Ashura, Rydia now has the ability to summon her. So yeah, so this introduces a new side quest to the game, where Rydia has to go around the entire world and learn new summons. So, oh yeah, ignore that really horrible cut, holy crap. So once you defeat Ashura, you get to go up against the King of Summons himself. Wait for it. Leviathan. Yeah, Leviathan. It's totally not Leviathan, Leviathan. Okay, so Leviathan, I should say, is, you know, even though he says he's the King of Summons, he's still, the best way I can say it is this guy, if you know his strategy, he's an absolute joke. Okay, so basically this is what your strategy wants to be. Kain, Cecil, and Edge physical attacks. Rydia, you want to summon Thunder 2, Bolt 2, or Ramuh the entire fight. And Rosa is on curing duty. Cast Cure 3 all the time, and then you're essentially good. So yeah, that's essentially the strategy for Leviathan. And you see, Bolt 2 doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does a decent amount of damage. And whenever Leviathan is in that thing where like his face is pointing towards you, he will cast Big Wave. And Big Wave attacks all your party members for a lot of HP, so have Rosa and that Cure 3 duty at all times, and then you're essentially good. And Kain just jump. Just have Kain jump, and that's done. Okay. But yeah, so that's essentially Leviathan's battle. Back to talking about Bravely Second, because that game deserves to be talked about. So, I mean, while I do think that feature is good, it's just, it makes the game so much easier. And, you know, with Bravely Default, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a year to beat Bravely Default. Why did it take me a year? I love Bravely Default. I really do. It's an almost nearly flawless game. The only fault I have with that game is just you having to play the game 4 freaking times to get the true ending. And then if you mess up once on that 4 times, you get the bad ending. That's no bueno. But you know, good thing for me, I got the true ending, so I was pretty much happy. But you know, like with Bravely Default though, it took me a year to beat the game. I love the game, but you know, in that year, there were so many things that came up. For one thing, school. There were times where just, you know, I kind of just got stuck because I didn't grind enough, so I had to do a lot of grinding, and then that tired me out. So I just, you know, I put the game down for an undisclosed amount of time. I picked it up. You guys honestly don't even know how many times I picked up and put down Bravely Default, just because there were so many other things happening in my life that I did not have time to, like, you know, actually sit down and play through the game for a decent amount of times. And then there was at one point in my life, I remember back in like maybe beginning of 2015, where I was like, okay, you know what? No, I have to beat Bravely Default. I've been on this game for almost a year. Bravely Second just got announced. I have to beat it. So I just sat down. I beat Bravely Default. I loved it. That final boss was great. With Bravely Second, though, I knew I wasn't going to take a year to beat the game. So I was highly motivated. But I managed to beat the game in a week and like 3 days. A week and 3 days for a JRPG. That's long. That was honestly like the most dedicated I've ever been to a game in like ages. Like I've never been dedicated to a game like that much as I was to Bravely Second. And you know, the game is good. I really do recommend getting Bravely Second, but you know, just don't rush through it. Okay, hold on, I just gotta respond to this text. Sorry about this. Sorry about responding to a text during the middle of an LP. It's just this is for school. It's important. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Really sorry about that. It was for a school project. I'm highly sorry. I'm very sorry. Yeah, this is my last day of spring break, and Rydia is dead. Dang it. So yeah, now I have to worry about taking care of Rydia, which that's gonna suck. That's honestly the best way I could put it. But yeah, you know, back to Bravely Second. I really do recommend buying the game. It's just take your time through it. No one is rushing you, and dang, and Brady is dead again. Dang. At this point, I'm just having Cecil just like reviving Rydia. Because just, yeah, Leviathan apparently has something against Rydia. You know, first he eats her in the beginning of the game. Then he becomes friends with her. And now this guy's just like, no, Rydia, no. You're gonna die. Ice 2. Okay, good. He hits Edge. Good. For 700. And does she heal everyone? Okay, good. She heals everyone. Alright, good. Okay. Either way, though, enough tangents. Gotta finish my thing about Bravely Second, because I gotta talk about this game. Great RPG. It's just take your time with it, please. Just take your time, because no one's rushing you with a game like Bravely Second. And for me, I rushed through it, and now I really regret that game, because now I don't have any games to play during school. And yeah, you know what? I stress the importance of school. But, you know, sometimes when you take a class that is really boring, government, you really like, you blank out. You get bored, you blank out, and you're like, damn, I feel so bored. And then that's the perfect time to whip out your 3DS and just play. Especially when you sit in the back, it's honestly like the most perfect thing to do. And, you know, for like that week, Bravely Second was my go-to government game. Like, every time I was in government, I would just, like, you know, sit in the back, play my 3DS, grind for a bit, get some EXP, and I was essentially good. But, you know, now that Bravely Second's defeated, now that I beat Bravely Second, I don't know what game I could go back to that won't make a lot of noise. I don't know, Bravely Second is one of, like, any RPG in general, is like that perfect game you can just play in school and don't get caught. Because all you gotta do is essentially just mash the A button. That's all you gotta do. So, you know, once every, like, I guess you could say, like, once every 10 seconds, just press A. That's it. And then, you know, you won't get caught. But now, I gotta figure out what to do now in school. Whenever, you know, I'm not, you know, working. And, it takes out Rydia again. Holy crap. You guys honestly don't know how, like, triggered I was every time he took out Rydia. Like, holy crap, Leviathan. Just target someone else. Target Cecil. Or Rose. Actually, no, don't target Rosa. I actually need Rosa. But yeah, this is... I felt so triggered every time he attacked Rydia. It's just like, really, man. Like, whatever. Okay, either way, though, this fight is almost over according to my... Oh, wow. Yeah, Leviathan's defeated. Yeah. We got 5,000 EXP. Okay, wait. Either way, though, we defeated Leviathan. Leviathan. I'm just going to call Leviathan. Yeah. Rydia learned Leviathan. Hooray. Either way, that is 2 summons down of the hunt for the Eidolons, or summons. I forgot what that side quest was called. But yeah, there are more summons to go through. But yeah, these are 2 right now, and there's, I believe, 3 more we could get. One of them we're going to be getting in the next episode, and the other 2 to be honest, I don't even know when we're going to be getting those summons, because I actually attempted one of the summons, and yeah, spoiler alert, one of the summons is the one and only Odin. See, I attempted Odin, and then I got raped. I got utterly raped. He gave me the dick so badly. So I was just like, you know what? Odin can wait. I gotta get more powerful, and then I'll fight Odin. But yeah, you know what? I'm not taking on Odin for like a long time. But yeah, right now I'm just reading these books because, you know, I'm essentially done with the Land of Summons, so there really is like no point to, you know, like doing anything right now. But yeah, so just reading the books, and now time for a nice relaxing rest at the end. And then this episode should be over, I think. To be honest, I have no idea where I'm going right now. I honestly don't even know. The episode is done. The episode's over. So at this point, I'm kind of just wandering around, you know, just trying to figure out what to do. And yep, I do go sleep at the end. And wait, why am I doing that? No, Cecil. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, but yeah, you know what? I had a successful video. I talked about Bravely Second. Talked about what I do during school when I'm not studying. Playing Bravely Second, but now I can't play that game anymore. So I figure out what game to play, and talked about the summons. So yeah. So while this episode is essentially almost over, I will start the outro because there's essentially nothing else left to do in this episode. So guys, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe if you want. And next time on Final Fantasy IV, we will be doing story stuff. Yeah, story stuff. Yeah, story stuff. So, peace out, peoples. Bye-bye, and time to clutch homework.